Good morning. So today we're at Upton Warren. I've got my buddy Luke over here joining me. Let's see what we can find. So today's video might be a little different. Recently, OM Systems have just released their 150 to 600, giving Micro Four Thirds users an equivalent of 1200mm, which is frankly insane. As a turn, it comes right on by. So yeah, gives Micro Four Thirds users 1200mm, which is bonkers. It got me thinking, can we get close on full frame? So I'm already using an 800mm lens. Can I beat 12? And the answer is yes. So I've borrowed one of these. This is a 2x teleconverter, which will give me effectively 1600 or 1600mm on a full frame sensor, which again is nuts. So I'm gonna have a little play of that today, and again, just see how we get along. While shooting at 1600mm is pretty fun and pretty cool, it does come with a few downsides. So the first caveat is your aperture. So I'm no longer shooting at f9, which is the lowest this lens shoots at 800mm. I'm now shooting at f18, which isn't that much of an issue when it's nice and bright. But the fact of the matter is, I live in England, so I haven't always got the sun and good light on my side. So the lighting right now isn't too bad, but I might find later on my ISO having to compensate to make up for such a high aperture. After that, there's also focus speed. So not too much of an issue on the R3. Do notice a little bit that my focus speed is slightly reduced. So makes it a lot harder to get birds in flight. So as is always the way in my videos, the heavens have opened. It is insanely windy, but for once, thankfully, I'm in a hide, so I get to have a cup of coffee and watch it all blow over. So far this morning though, it's actually going pretty well. So I've had a pair of avocets, common tern. We actually had 2 shelduck earlier, but we only really spotted them as we were getting our camera gear out. But in a little bit, we're going to head on over to the other lake, the Flashes, and we'll see what's rocking on around there. Fingers crossed for a few more waders. You'd never ever believe it, but that last clip I just filmed was no less than 4 minutes ago. And look at this, once again, beautiful, beautiful sunshine. Like, I complain about the weather in every single one of my videos, and this is why. It is so eclectic, it is so all over the place. Like, you never know how to dress as a jackdaw comes over. Never know how to dress, never know what to pack. You just have to prepare for it all. So, anyway, just leaving Lapwing Hide. I'd say mission success in there, it went pretty well. But now we're off across the lake and we're going to see what else we can find. just arrived at the lake by the Aztec Playing Centre. Now this is where you get onto the flashes. But on the lake itself, we've just had a great crested grebe so stupidly close to us, and I think I've got the best photo and video of a great crested grebe which I've ever got before, like without a shadow of a doubt. Aside from that, there's also just been a load of what I think are house or sand martins absolutely bombing it across the lake. So I know this video is about a teleconverter, but I had to take it off. It was just too slow. Like, I couldn't focus on the birds at all. I was trying, but I just couldn't do it. And even with the teleconverter off, I still don't think I got many great shots, but I'll have to find out when I get home on the computer. Anyway, just waiting for Luke to go grab a battery. Then we're going to head on over to the flashes and hopefully catch up with a few waders with any luck. Just got to Cuckoo Hide, which is kind of the first hide you get to when you're sort of walking towards the flashes. Actually, minus one small one looking over some reeds, but you don't really tend to get much there. So just got to Cuckoo Hide, and I don't know if you can see that, but once again it is raining. Now luckily there's a beautiful little avocet just down here, and there's a shelduck floating on a bit of wood because he can't be asked to swim apparently. But once this rain dies off, probably had a second coffee of the day, we're going to head on over to the main hide. So now the weather's improved and I'm somewhere which can kind of warrant it. The teleconverter is going back on. Since ultimately this video was supposed to be about the teleconverter, but I did get a little sidetracked with all of those fantastic sand martins bombing it over the lake. So, back on with the teleconverter. I'm going to be back at f18. We know what, we'll see what we can get. From what I can tell on the back of the screen, sharpness of the lens doesn't actually seem to be an issue. Even for larger birds, you know, I can still get them fairly well in, you know, in terms of focus. So, teleconverter's back on. I've got miles and miles to play with, so we'll see how we do. We've made our way to the flashes, which by far has probably got to be the most exciting hide we've been in. There's everything here at the moment, so avocet everywhere. Oh, I've just been told there's a tern has just landed behind me as Luke is now going to photograph. We've also had little ring clover everywhere as well, which are just stunning. And I've got to say, this 2x extender, it is coming in so handy, because without it, I'd be too far away, quite simply. And I've got to say, like, the image quality is actually looking fantastic right now. I apologise if I'm looking over, but there's so much going on right now. So, kick back. So I'm looking at everywhere. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy the footage. been at the flashes now for about an hour and a half, and it's actually gone really, really well. So plenty of little ring plover about. A couple of turn, couldn't really get any shots unfortunately, and so many other set, it is unreal. But I think we're going to go a little off piste, go a little off track, and we're going to head on over to Grimley Reservoir and check it out, see what it's about. You know, maybe just a bit of a recce if anything, but so far our day at Upton Warren has been pretty sweet. So we've arrived at Grimley at the Champlain pools, and we're just walking along the edge. So it's pretty late in the day, the sun's pretty low, so this is just a bit of a recce if anything. But we've seen plenty of martins flying about across the lake. We've also saw a grey egret, which is pretty nice, so definitely a cool location we've got to come back to. But for now, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a great one, guys. Cheers.